Good evening, good morning. Rebekah from Angelwings Care and Coaching. I'm going to start a relationship series, and my topic tonight is on the different seasons of change in relationships. How many of you out there have experienced heartbreak or a relationship ended and you didn't know how to let go and try and move forward in your life? I can tell you in the professions I'm in, there could be a world pandemic, pretty much like what's going on now, and people will still call in or seek help for their significant relationship. So that just shows how many people are very impacted by the relationships they have with others every day. Obviously, there's a lot of topics out there, but that is definitely one of the most crucial ones for anyone. So, I'm going to talk about how our relationships are pretty much like our four seasons. You have spring, which is typically the beginning, happiest stage of a relationship. You're planting new beginnings. And if you play your cards right, you should be able to uproot the weeds and plant new beginnings, good boundaries, good seeds for the start of a new relationship. So that's a really, really happy time. It's kind of the butterfly stage where everything's new. Everything's kind of like the first of everything with that person. And then comes summer, which is also like another like honeymoon phase. And if there's any like downside to this, it might be that we might be kind of like looking past red flags. There might be really crucial things that aren't good, but we're kind of sweeping it off to the side because we're kind of have the rose colored glasses on. So a lot of times people will fall into the wrong relationships during the summer period. We're kind of shedding layers. We're not shedding layers of clothes, but even we're kind of being very intimate physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So again, this could be very, very good if the relationship is going well. But if it's not, you can easily get burned. The third one is fall, and this is where obviously there's a changing, the colors are changing in the trees, but also typically getting to know someone, it usually takes a good 6 months to a year where the real personality comes out anyway. But this is where walls are coming down. You might see more flaws and strengths in your partner. Some cracks are starting to show. But again, with good communication in a relationship, this is also a testing time for that radical acceptance of our partner. And again, if things aren't going well, this might lead to belittling, fighting. The relationship may crack under pressure. And obviously, the last season is winter. And this is where that romance kind of just like cools off a bit. And it's more about comfort and stability. Think of like bears hibernating in the winter. There's not risking it as much. They're really hibernated. And again, I think, again, that really the cornerstone of any relationship is really good communication. So again, if you have a really high level of respect and communication with your partner, this winter stage really can make and connect you even better. But again, if this isn't on a negative level, or sorry, if this isn't a positive relationship, cracks again will begin to show, and you might take your partner for granted, and you might miss that like that honeymoon stage because now you're comfortable, and you might be questioning or doubting your relationship because now it's comfortable and it's not so hot and exciting as it once was. But I want to let you know that relationships, you're going to go through up and downs, and it's not going to just stay in one season. We just as humans, we're always having to adjust to climate changes, different seasons in our own life. We can't like hang on to summer when it's fall. Like we have to learn, and that's the same thing as you grow. I will say that the big cornerstones are still communication. No matter who you have, Prince Charming, the right person, you still have to work at it every day. There still takes a lot of effort to meet each other's needs. And again, this if it's a really toxic relationship and it's abusive, obviously there's another path to take with that where you have to let go of that person and put your needs first. But I'm talking right now that most relationships will go through these seasons, and it can confuse people. You've heard of the 7-year itch. There's people that just question the relationship and they doubt, they don't want to try. And just remember that it takes time, it takes patience to muster through the ups and downs. And radical acceptance is accepting your partner, their flaws, and all. That's really unconditional love. It's accepting that person fully. And I'm going to end with a Jim Rohn quote. And he talks about seasons. So this is a perfect theme for this. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. And that is something you do have charge of. So just remember, again, relationships are like seasons, and we have to adjust. We have to adjust our sails. And any questions, let me know. I know this is, like I said, there's a lot of people going through relationship stuff. And again, with, like I said, doesn't matter what, if it's a crisis or a pandemic, it's usually number one, people come to me is usually relationship advice. And I want to work on some more videos. I want to talk about the 5 love languages in the next, whenever I decide to do another video in the next segment. So take care, have a good morning, and happy Tuesday.